Let's get busy.
Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What's happening? Hot stuff because we know you look good and because it's so fucking hot outside. Kevin Hale in this house, Shooting from the Lip. Wednesday night edition is Shooting Stars. Tonight, July 20th, 2016. I'm alive and kicking with my partner in crime, Greg Unthank. Greg, what is up?
Hey, everyone. All you millions and millions of people that's tuned in, how you doing?
Everyone.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Bistro?
Bistro's was fun. I had a good time at Bistro's. Hung out with the daughter. I'll share that with you. Got some nice shout outs. I'll give credit where credit's due. But let's bring on our third compadre, the lovely blonde bombshell, Tiffany Mac. Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
Hey, Tiffany.
For everybody. Kevin, Greg, anybody want to catch?
So glad you're here with us, Tiffany.
Tiffy.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Tiffany, were you on my night show with me?
Yes.
So, Greg,
no,
check us out.
No. I was on. Yeah,
no,
I was.
You wasn't?
Monday. No, I didn't.
Russ, yeah, because Russ, you were with me and Russ for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, Greg,
yes.
I have been fortunate. Maybe it's the right word. Lucky, 3 nights in a row with Tiffany. Monday, last night. She threw a curveball at me to do a show last night, which we did. It was a good show. It was a fun show. It was a paranormal show.
Yeah,
and here,
I noticed that.
Yeah, here's Tiffy on with us one more time. I'm starting to think the diva in her likes to get on here and just listen to what she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I add much to your Monday, Wednesday shows, but occasionally I might throw I don't know.
You hold your own.
Sometimes I come up with good questions that you guys probably take advantage of just knowing because you're, so involved with the business. So
I'll tell you what, though, Tiffany, you do a great job with the other shows, man. I'm really impressed listening to you. I was kind of like, man, she's really professional, Kevin. You lucked out with Tiffany on that one, man.
Well, I try, but I think he leans more on the youthful girl in me than anything else. Anyway.
You use some pretty big words. You do.
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Tiffany, I think I told you yesterday the word no could not come out of your mouth for the next few days.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did.
I apologize. I take that back. At least one of them.
Tiffany. Craig is
the other one.
She is with our Friday night show, the paranormal show. I told her today, and Tiffany, I hope you don't take it in jest because I do. I appreciate Tiffany is just, man, she's lining up from the paranormal field some very credible, great guests. I mean, she's just done it all, and we kind of, we're holding our weight on Friday nights and the last night.
As long as we can keep it up, and every day get better and sort of find our groove and figure out when you're going to talk, when I'm going to talk, just sort of the basics of radio when you're not looking at somebody. It's difficult. So
that is.
And when you have one main host and a few co-hosts, it throws all the people off sometimes. And trying to get a comment in the right place, sometimes it's a little bit intimidating. So I don't know. It's fun.
We're finding our groove, our vibe. From me to you, Tiffany and Greg, Wednesday nights, Friday nights, it's a joint effort. I do kind of think I take the lead, but I'm so cool to just sit back and let you guys jump in and run with it too. So we're doing our Wednesday, especially tonight. Greg, I want to mention I was out at Bistro 42 in Prospect. Miss Judy behind the bar. She was on our show a few weeks ago. Sweet lady, good lady, fun lady. Got to hang out with my daughter. So it was like the best of both worlds. Just meeting some people, seeing people that I know. And then Chase Skinner, who was the musician tonight at Bistro's, doing an acoustic set. He was on our show a few weeks ago as well. There's still something kind of cool when you're sitting in the crowd, and in this case, Chase will give a shout out to the show, and not only just the shout out to the show, but acknowledges that, we do support local music, check us out. And, that I dig that. That's not ego. It's just, I feel like he gets it. I know Judy gets it. I mean, it's, we're all trying to take care of each other. And that's something that our Wednesday night show does do. It is connecting with the local music scene. Local music is happening, Greg. You know that.
Well, it is. And there's one thing that I realized today is that we still need to keep trying to reach out to everyone to let them know that we're out here.
I agree.
I actually contacted one of my buddies who's on one of our promos tonight, and he was like, "Dude, I didn't know you had a show, man. What's up with that?" And I explained it to him, and I think the more people's going to find out. The more time goes, there's going to be more people, and I think everybody. And when they do find out, they're all on board. They love the whole idea of what we're doing. So. Word of mouth is great, and I think that we're going to do that. The more time goes on, I think, and the more guests we get on, I think it's going to be, it's going to catch on more and more each week. Yeah.
And I'm doing my part to help outside of the podcast promoter shows. Saturday night? Hung out with Stephen Clark, Billy Masterson, their band, the Ass Hollers. Mm-hmm. Got to meet Big Al,
Big Al.
Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Big Al. Gave him our logo for shirts. He's going to work on the shirt thing for us. So we're going to turn those around and, start putting our logo chest forward.
Yeah.
I'm getting Tiffany like a 4XL, so it's kind of like a nighty shirt. That will be pretty hot.
Yes. Oh, it sort of reminds me. Yeah, that might be good.
That is hot, man. That's my favorite.
That's a good idea. Yeah, the old men's T-shirt. Oh, yeah. But, what I'm thinking is that there's a lot of events around Louisville that we could, not only promote ourselves, but just getting the word out about these other bands, too, that come on our show. I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing, right?
Right. And,
take it that one step further.
In this business, in this industry, Greg, this. It's who you know. Having you on board, Greg, who has been in the music scene locally for over 30 years, is a huge plus for our show. From Small World, Tiffany's neighbor, Scott Frazier, we're all connecting somehow, some way. And, it's kind of cool, Greg. When you and I went out a couple Saturdays ago, not only did they recognize you, there was a handful of people that recognized me, too. And, it's not ego because I'm in it for the local music people to win it. I am.
But you've got to admit, Kevin, that you did kind of enjoy the getting recognized part. Yeah.
Who didn't like the attention? Well, always. I know my groupie list is not as big as yours, but, I'm kind of getting there.
My groupie just went in the house. She gave me a kiss tonight. She's working tomorrow. Yeah, she said
I'll tell you
about
talking about groupies. I would love to do a CNN poll to see what kind of groupies, how many groupies does T Mac have? Tiff, come on, you know it.
No.
Yeah.
There's no such animal.
I met her. Her groupie's name is Chris.
Well, all right, we'll keep it there. All right. Well, check this out. All right, we got a very solid show tonight, Greg. I'm getting ready to turn the mic on for our first guest. But our first guest, Jyn Yates, Jyn, which rhymes with sin. We're going to get some gin and tonic. I don't know. I'm beating a dead horse. I'm using lines that she's probably heard millions of times. But drummer, she's a music teacher. She's going to be on our first segment. And then Christine Devereaux, Dev, lead singer, electric violinist with the band Devereaux and some other bands. She's going to be on the second segment. So we've got, I don't know if it's girl power, how would you call it tonight? But nonetheless, I'm turning on her mic. Jyn from the block, from whatever block. Jyn, what's up?
What is up? Can we go back to that groupie conversation? Because I got y'all all beat.
Do you?
No, we guarantee that.
Yeah. No, I'm what in the world is this show all about?
Oh,
tell us, Jyn. Tell us.
I'm glad to be on it.
Thank you. There's no FCC restrictions here, so if any of those 7 words that the FCC frowns on, you feel like you want to say it, say it. You know,
okay, right on.
That's how we roll here.
Bomb at any time.
Exactly.
That's perfect to know.
Jyn Yates,
I do that quite often.
You got the whole drumming thing going on. I see your Facebook. Cool your images too of the whole drumming thing is very cool. But share with us, give us the quick and dirty on what Jyn Yates is all about.
Well, I've been drumming since I was 3 years old. You know, I'm 37, about to be 38 right now, and I've been teaching for the past many, many, many years, it seems like, and just touring and writing and being a creative artist. And along the way, I've started to develop into more of an artist as a drummer and trying to find my own way out there. You know what I mean? Hooking up with people that I can tour with or, you know, vice versa, just trying to make a living doing music full time. So I don't know if that actually answers your question, but
no,
you know, I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm just Jyn from the block, you know, on the drums. So
cool.
Hey, Jyn, how are you? This is Greg.
Hey, Greg, what up, man?
Well, you know, I wanted to step in real quick and say that me being a fellow drummer and all, you know, I haven't had a fellow drummer on the show just yet. And
I love that.
Yeah, and you know, and you know this story probably all too well. You being a female in that seat, it is kind of an unusual thing. We've had a lot of the singers, the girl front people up, you know, on the show, the singers, and they'll play the guitar and sing, which is cool. But never anyone who plays an instrument, you know, who plays a role in the backup band. So that's why I wanted to get you on and give you props for that. You know, you are touring, you do teach, you're professional, and I, you know, I wanted to get you on because you know you are a pro and you do that, and you're a female. So you know, all to the girl power for all that, man. You know, that's the main reason I wanted to get you on, and you're a cool person. I've talked to you a few times, and you're really sweet, and you've always been really cool. So I'm glad to have you on.
Man, thanks for having me. That means a lot to me. I needed to hear that today. So yay. You know, I'm just out here doing my thing. I'm thankful to be on these shows and just, you know, I took a leap of faith at the age 30. On my 30th birthday, I was laid off from a 9-to-5 that had brought me to Louisville, and I'd been, you know, playing music since I was 3, doing all kinds of crazy projects. And, you know, that forced me to pursue teaching full time, and I just tried it, and somehow it's worked out, man. I've had a vision and pray a lot, and, you know, here we are. Life is very strange and crazy.
So tell me about New York.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh.
Well, Jyn, I don't know if you caught this. Also on the phone with us is one of my co-hosts from another night, from my sister from another Mr. Tiffany Mac. Tiffany, Jyn, just
Tiffany Mac.
Hey, Jyn.
Hey, I've been hearing them harass you.
It's all right. You know,
you're like
a
piece of raw meat with the lions.
Yeah, it takes a lot to like really fluster me though. So I'm used to dealing with military men and baseball players. So between Kevin and Greg, I think I'm pretty well able to hold my own.
Right on. I love that.
Now, tell us about New York, some of your recent gigs.
Yeah. Well, New York, Freakbase, Freakbase and I toured in 2013. We did 170 shows out on the road with Kelly Ritchie, who's a blues guitarist. And so Freakbase, you know, kind of has a lot of influences up there with Bootsy Collins and, you know, a lot of Bootsy's band, George Clinton's band, Parliament Funkadelic. They're all kind of based out of that Cincinnati, Ohio area. And we ended up leaving Kelly, and later on, a couple of years later, I went out to L.A., and then we kind of touched base again, and he had this side project, the band is Bond, that he wanted to put together, and he wanted me to drum in it. And it features Razor Sharp of Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy's Rubber Band on keys, and Jennifer Hertzwick is leading it, and she tours exclusively with Trey Anastasio in his side project, or in his main band, when he's not out on the road with Fish. And then we've had guest stars along the way, a guy named T-Sly from Cincinnati's in there, horn guys, all kinds of interesting things. But we went up to New York back in February, played a show at this Brooklyn Bowl, which is like Questlove's club, that he DJs at every week in Brooklyn. And it was a hit. Picked up some major management on it through Orco Management. And they're going to try to push us. So, we went back up, did a New York run, and then hit Philadelphia on the way back home. And we're doing all the James Bond theme songs through the year. So if you're familiar with that, or even if you're not, Shirley Bassey, Carly Simon, Garbage, Duran Duran. I mean, the list is amazing.
Duran Duran's got my favorite Bond. Not just because I'm a Duran fan, but View to a Kill is killer.
View to a Kill we opened the show with, and I have to tell you a funny story. Since you're a drummer, you'll love this. Is that when I was a kid, I bought this like trash cymbal at a yard sale for $2, and it was all beat to hell, and I put it on a thing. It sounds like a China gong, but it doesn't sustain very long. It cuts off. So it's perfect when you listen to that Duran Duran song, those weird hits that are going on in the drum line. That cymbal is perfect, and I'd take it with me just because it's so brilliant. But anyway, that's one of my favorites too. That one, and I was not familiar with the Jack White, Alicia Keys one, but that turned out to be one of my favorites.
Oh, wow.
Cool. It's called Another Way to Die. Yeah.
Well, that's
who's your favorite?
So interesting project.
Like things are going well in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell what's going to happen. But we take the Bond stuff, and then, of course, with Freakbass, you got to have some dance electronic, like jam band stuff with this crew. So, yeah, we jam it out, and the key is to get it on some pretty large theater stages and see where it goes with the management company. You never know how things are going to pan out. That's why I always keep my feet, in multiple projects. I've got Ma'am here in Louisville, Ma'am Overboard, which is kind of a spin on Man Overboard. We wanted She Said. I wanted She Said, but it was already taken, and then I went out to L.A., and I ended up in the house recording drums for the girl who was from She Said, and it turned out the band was from, down in Florida or Alabama or somewhere like that. It was a random, run-in. So anyway, that's a whole other story, but so Ma'am's playing this Friday night over at Kingfish in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which I love that spot. It's outside, and it's got the best view of the sunset there and the Louisville skyline. It's really beautiful to play there. So we're doing a bunch of covers like 60s till today and all your favorite hits throughout all those decades. So that's a cool project I got going on too. And then I just released an electronic dance record under the moniker Fintronica, which was me completely outside of my box doing rap and programming drums. And then I've got another production coming out hopefully within the year with Beverly McClellan from The Voice season 1. We did this project Hillbilly Swagger. Which is all kinds of interesting styles. We're kind of all over the board, but just trying to be as creative as possible. So I've got all that going for me right now, and still teaching, and doing church gigs. I'm also doing the Legend of Zelda coming up later on this year. The Symphony Orchestra is doing a one-night music of the Legend of Zelda, so I just got hired for that too. It's going to be a pretty crazy rest of the year.
Let me ask what's that at? The Legend of Zelda. Where are they doing that?
The Legend of Zelda, I believe, is at Whitney Hall.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a
Center
great show.
Yeah, Kentucky.
That's
I think.
awesome.
Let me check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's Kentucky Center for the Arts, Whitney Hall.
Tiffany, share with us. Tiffany, who was your first concert at college?
I actually saw George Clinton was one of my first concerts at UK in the P-Funkadelics, which, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was probably one of the coolest days at school I ever had. I wish I could say that I remember I wish I could say that I remember the night, but honestly, I just remember the day part.
Nice. Of course you do. Hey, can I tell you something funny, Tiffany?
Uh-huh.
I just rode to New York with Razor Sharp, who was in Parliament Funkadelic, and of course toured with George Clinton and Bootsy's Rubber Band. I mean, and he told me the craziest stories. I cannot tell them on the air. Probably get in trouble.
No.
But just day stories.
Tell them on this show. Jyn, you can tell them on this show.
I mean, I would just say this. People like ODN on stage while they're like announcing the band on and can't even do anything, and they have to stop the show and like escort them off and like, just random.
Wow.
Just random crazy stories. I mean, Razor Sharp has toured the world and played everywhere with, some major players. So he has stories for days. That's my favorite part is playing with these side players. And I love to be a side player, and pick up different projects because I get to play with a multitude of different people. And I really do believe to be successful in the music business today, you have to collaborate nonstop.
You do.
You just do. Yeah, because you're trying to pick up fans and fans and fans and fans and fans and keep moving forward with your music while you're being creative, as well. And I'm just talking from an artist standpoint, not just a drummer standpoint. But anyway, some of the stories that I've heard over the years from, Sarah Lee in the B-52s, stories to Julie Wolfe with Ani DeFranco and the Indigo Girls, to, Macy Cray, I've heard some crazy. I just love it. I love being on the inside of the music scene.
Have you performed a gig or a set totally naked yet, Jyn?
I'm gonna have to.
Come on.
And it's more than once.
Stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
She said yes.
But I will say this too. I can't disclose anything else other than that.
It don't matter. From there, we could take our imagination from there.
Just visualize it,
cool.
Right?
That's fucking cool.
Hey,
Greg,
that's
good
as
radio.
Cool as they come. I'm just.
I want to see you.
Hey, by the way, I did work in radio for many years. 17 years, man. I worked in radio.
I want to know if you can sing Janis Joplin and play.
Yes, I can sing Janis Joplin.
Her voice.
I've done that before. And actually, you know what's funny about that is I think I performed Janis Joplin naked on the drums while singing it. I really have. That's not a lie. I swear to God.
I love you, man.
No, I put it out there. I'm not scared.
You know what?
The past.
Check this out. Hold on, Jyn. Check this out. Jyn, you could hang up right now from this interview, and I will beg Greg to book you one more time. You're killing it.
That's the
I love
point,
it.
Isn't it? That's
it is.
Keep the name out floating out there.
There you go. You get it. That's
what tonight's all about.
Right.
Hey, can I finish that question, though? People ask me to sing Janis Joplin all the time. I really don't sing. I love to rap. I can do some background harmony, stuff like that, but some great singer friends of mine that I've recorded with over the years have kind of pushed me into the forefront to try more of the singing, rappy kind of stuff on a lot of these new tracks that I've got coming out. So I've got a lot of raps coming out soon, very soon. But the Janis Joplin thing I get all the time. I was hired in radio at 16 because of my low, raspy voice. And the Canadians, when I toured Canada, they were just like, please don't shut up. Keep talking. So, yeah. But anyway, to answer your question, cool. I've done that.
You know what?
I think I've fallen off stage a few times doing Janis.
Well, as soon as she opened her mouth, that's all I thought. So I'm hoping she can.
Right. Exactly. Now, Tiffany, I'll be honest. Now, Jyn, bear with me. Let me give Tiffany some props. Tiffany's, she's my little, as I call her, my bombshell for Friday night paranormal stuff. She hangs with us on these other nights, Monday and Wednesday. She's got this very pretty voice. But there is something kind of hot about the raspy voice thing. So, Jyn,
I agree.
Jen, if you can humor me.
Who doesn't like a chick with a raspy voice? I love
exactly.
a chick with a
Jen,
raspy voice. Everybody does.
If you can humor me one night, Jen, say maybe after 2 a.m. on the weekend, if I was to call you at that time and lay my phone down on the pillow, you just talk away.
Jen, you know where it's leading, honey.
The voice is
Don't
the
matter
sexiest when it's in bed, I will say.
There you go. See? Greg, where have you kept her, Greg? Where has she been? This is your fault, Greg, for not having her on prior to tonight.
Right.
See,
well,
here's what's going to happen. Now you've got to get 2 900 numbers, one for her and one for me.
There you go. I'm going to splurge.
I'll be big pimping.
Big pimping, and then T-Mac.
Right here.
T-Mac. Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's on, man. Now, Jen, I'm going to get back to you.
Yeah.
Share with us, what's your influences? Who are your influences, to be the
God.
drummer?
How long do you have?
Go. Well, we don't have all night, but share with us a few.
Okay, well, I'll try to do top 10 maybe or top 5. Let's see. Steve Gadd, Dr. Steve Gadd now, who I love because of his marching band influence on the drum kit and his feel. He's just amazing.
The groove monster.
I love, Bonham, huge influence on me. I've studied pretty much everything Zeppelin did, in great detail on paper, and tried to get the feel of Bonham and use a lot of, I'm a vintage Ludwig collector. My dad was too, or is too. So, he's a huge influence. Obviously, Buddy Rich because of his chops, rudiments and stuff like that. Bernard Purdy. He's just hilarious. He's hilarious. I love him.
Yes,
and if you're going to go jazz, I would say probably Tony Williams if you're going to go jazz. But hang on, that being said, I probably should name some female ones. One of the first ones that I ever really saw was, Karen Carpenter, and then Sheila E. up in the Cindy Blackman Santana, Debbie Peterson, and then later on learned about Viola Smith when I got picked for the book, that Women Drummers book.
Who is Debbie Peterson?
The Bangles. And guess what? A year ago,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. And
wow.
A year ago yesterday, I was doing Girlfriend in L.A., which was opening night, and Debbie Peterson of the Bangles happened to come to the show. She was a friend of our lead guitarist, Janet Robin, who had toured with, like, Lindsey Buckingham and Meredith Brooks and, Case Choice and all kinds of, like, really cool projects. And then that project also had Vivi Rama, who I have to mention. She was one of my fave bass players. I've got, as a drummer, you get to work with so many great bass players. It's ridiculous. From Sarah Lee to Freak Bass to Vivi, to my local girl Sue here. I mean, to everybody that I've played with over the years. Played with some great bass players, man. And the drummer and the bass player always kind of bond. That's our rhythm section and our thing. Yeah. So, man, I don't know. I've done so many cool things. There's just,
Yes, you're right, Jen.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Did your dad play?
Yeah, my dad actually played. He was in marching band and he toured around kind of like Kentucky, South Central. He played with all kinds of the Sterlings, Johnny Pierce. He played with a lot of early formations of Fargo, I think was their name, and all kinds of like cool stuff. And then basically put me on a kit when I was probably 2-3 years old. But I mean, I was hearing grooves in the womb because he had a huge room it was a drum room. We call it the drumatorium. It's, he collected, he had multiple kits. He's probably got like 10 or 20 kits today and gong.
Oh, wow.
Every kind of Latin percussion and a couple pipe organs. And, he's a wacky dude, but God love him for giving me a gift of music,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and it's funny because I dropped out of college my first go around because I didn't want to be a music teacher. I was like, what am I going to do with a music degree? And then ended up teaching. It was so, life is a full circle, weird, crazy thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Dad played, and my grandmother, that side of the family, the Yates side of the family, was very musical. My grandmother died when I was, a teenager, but she played, a pipe organ, banjo, dulcimer, guitar. sang a lot of like gospel-y kind of stuff, and then I had a cousin who went on to Texas to major in mandolin bluegrass playing, you know, and so my dad was like the rock and roll drummer dude, you know, so you know, the cool cat, the midnight mover, they called him. So, you know, yeah, I mean, he had me laying in the floor listening to Frankenstein, the double drum solo by Edgar Winter's group, you know, cranked on 50 when I was, I mean, probably 4 or 5 years old, you know, and if you listen laying in the floor, it's like, you know, UFOs landing on top of you or something. It's amazing frequency-wise. Yeah. But, yeah, Dad played a lot.
Tiffany,
I'm listening.
Yeah, Tiffany, did that tingle a little bit when she said the UFO is landing on her?
Oh, yeah, it really did. I was just
hey, by the way, I love audio stuff. Obviously, I'm an IT major and I'm an audio geek. I love the EVP stuff. I'm really into the spirit stuff. So, you know, the dark, the ghost things are really intriguing to me, and I pick up on energy very well when I'm in places, and
Lord,
so
see?
I like, you know, and it's developed more as I've gotten older, but yeah, I'm very intrigued by all of that.
Check this out,
Kevin, you know what that means? Kevin,
you know
that
what?
sounds
No,
like we've
I
got
know
another investigation.
No, here's what it means, Tiffany.
I would love to go on an investigation all day, every day. Name a time and place.
What it really means, Tiffany, is that Jyn is an attention whore and wants to get on our Friday night show.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, aren't we all here for attention? Come on. I mean, that's what society's all about. We all want attention, right?
Jyn, it sounds like you and I are going to have a little visit at the Cave Hill Cemetery sometime.
I live right beside there, so I could walk there.
Wow.
Yes,
Are you
I would
serious?
love to do that. Yeah, Cave Hill is one of my favorite cemeteries, and I go there to write a lot. I love to just drive through and park and like look at all the monuments and stones and yeah, it's you know, it can be a sad place, but it can also be a happy thing too, you know.
Yeah.
Because I definitely move on into spirit form.
Yes.
Jeez, man, we just booked her for a future. We crossed over there, right? There you go. That's better. We crossed over. All right, Jyn. This, as we're rounding down the segment, this is a little quick thing I do with all the guests called Round of Shots. It's a quick 6 Q&A type thing, just have fun with it. Right now, if someone grabbed Jyn's iPod or music media, what would be that song currently playing?
Oh, if you were to grab one of my tracks?
Or, you know, no, whatever you use to listen to music.
Oh, I listen. Well, okay. So I listen to music on every format available, pretty much.
Okay.
I even have an old cassette player that I still listen to cassette. But I've got vinyl. I've got vinyl when I've got house guests, and I've got my drum studio, my recording studio, which has got some like JBL, you know, super huge speakers. I've also got some 1970s Frazier speakers, and I can split them to where if I wanted to hear, you know, when I'm mixing, if I want to hear studio or if I want to hear like 70s sound, I can split them. And then, you know, my dad also collects speakers and stuff like that. So I've got in the car CD still, but I also have the MP3 plug. And I love to set my little iTunes playlists, different ones, and depending on the mood, you know, and by the way, I travel a lot, obviously. So traveling is when I listen to music. I put my in-ears in, I crank, you know, or if I'm in my car by myself, I crank it to level 10 pretty much.
Yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Did I?
The question is, what would be the current song? If I grab
the current song. I thought you were asking about format.
Oh no, I'm bad.
Oh shoot. Oh,
I'm sorry.
You mean modern or old? Does it matter?
If we got into your fucking car right now, what would be the song playing?
All right, you're gonna get Melissa Ferrick's Drive. Probably. I've been digging on that one a lot because that is a hot song.
Okay.
But by the way, if you download it, don't get the acoustic version. Get the DJ mix one. It's awesome.
Who is it?
Melissa Ferrick. She's a singer-songwriter chick from Berkeley. She's a songwriter professor at Berkeley School of Music. She works under Bonnie Hunt. I've played with Melissa She's groovy. I've run into her at many festivals, but she's really brilliant as a songwriter. And a lady named Bonnie Hayes is her boss, and also in charge of the Berklee School of Music songwriting department. And she wrote Love Letter for Bonnie Raitt, 2 or 3 of Bonnie Raitt's hits. Gosh, she's written for everybody. But anyway, check them out. They're pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
That first question. That first question.
Sorry, I thought you meant
minutes.
format. I'm an audio geek, man. Come on, you're asking an audio geek. I thought you said format.
All right. Second question.
Sure.
What was the, Tiffany Mission College? But anyways, what was the first Jyn concert?
Oh, concert that I attended? Oh, my gosh, you're going to love it. Ricky Skaggs and the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
Other than my dad's. I'm from Kentucky, a small town in Kentucky, 2,800 people, man. It was like we didn't have a lot to choose from, you know what I mean? Other than Club 68, it was Club 68, but it had burned down long before,
Oh, you from Bardstown?
No, I'm from Adair County, Lake Cumberland, yo.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah, down near the Lake Cumberland that flows there into Nashville. In fact, my grandparents used to run the campgrounds right around Lake Cumberland. On my mom's side of the family.
I did 4-H camp there when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
J-Bez. Yeah. I've been to 4-H camp a few times. Space camp. I was a geek kid when I was young.
So this is an addendum to that question. So what was it? What was that one time at band camp like, Jyn?
Oh, man. Well, gosh, I've had so many band camp stories, I can't even begin.
Jyn,
one of my favorites is
wait a minute, yes or no? You kissed the girl and liked it?
Yes, it was great.
Did you kiss the girl and liked it, right?
I hadn't then, no. No, unfortunately. 17, though. I graduated at 16, so 17 I was already in college, so it was 17 by the time I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Band camp is brutal, man. If you don't know what band camp is, you're walking around formations, and it's a long, hot. I
did the band camp thing my freshman year at Manual, Greg, and then I was.
So you were there making all the noise, and I was trying to football practice.
Yeah, and then I realized that I didn't want to do this no more. I wanted to be cool with the other kids who just watched the football game. But I digress. And that actually turned out to be a mistake because I was pretty damn good playing the saxophone. But, anyways. All right.
Hey, I played the saxophone in college.
Yeah.
Really good.
Number
Barry.
Jyn, when you're playing a gig, what's a pet peeve?
Oh, my gosh, sleeves or anything on my arms other than like a sweatband. It drives me crazy. I used to play with weights on my arms to make my arms stronger so that I could hit harder. But anything, as I've gotten older, anything on my arms drives me crazy, and I don't like sleeves at all. In fact, the less clothes, the better.
Which we refer back to the naked drum playing. God love you.
I can't disclose any more information.
It don't matter. We'll save that for Jyn Yates Part 2.
I was in college.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. If you could choose one superpower, what would it be?
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yes, really. One. I asked the question.
Only
here,
one.
Yes.
To have more superpowers.
That's a bunch. Oh.
No, you know what? I would do the invisibility cloak, I think. I like the invisibility cloak idea where you can just tie something up and not be seen and do whatever you want to do and untie it to come visual again. How about that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is a good one. Man, this show's been fun. Y'all are pretty rowdy. Which is obviously right up my alley. I like the crazy of the crazy.
The crazy of the crazy. All right. Let's see. What was the last? Oh, what's your favorite phone app?
Oh my gosh! Right now it's Snapchat. They've got me freaking addicted to that thing and the filters. Oh my gosh! And you only get like 10 seconds or something like that. So it's crazy. Can I do now? You know what I mean? It's just everyday snaps. Other than that, I've got like a moon app. I love to check in with the moon, see kind of where it is. I'm really into the stars and astronomy, stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Is there anything other cool? You know, like I don't know. I've got some cool apps on there. I'd have to even look. I don't even know. Sometimes I want to throw my phone in the river too, don't y'all?
Yeah, well, you're right.
As somebody coming growing up, I didn't, I remember going into college and they were like, hey, you've got to go check this thing called email at some kind of computer lab. And we're like, what? We didn't have to, what? Like, I remember the Mac when it was green.
I've gathered,
green,
check this out, Greg. What I've gathered on the round of shot questions, not one of my questions are plural.
Has been answered?
Well, no, you've answered, but the thing is that I didn't say name the current songs, though you listed songs. Name the first concert. You listed pet peeves. It's like you heard me say with the plural. Favorite phone app? You gave me apps.
Oh, apps. I'm sorry. Well, I am half deaf. I am a drummer. I'm half colorblind, and I'm really deaf from playing drums over the years. But I've been really protective of my ears lately. I got a good audiologist. So,
all right.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
All right.
That's how
check
it
this out. Two more round of shot questions. My next question is, if you had access to a time machine and can go anywhere in the past, where would you go?
Oh my gosh! Well, I might be killed if I go to too many places.
Well,
no. I'm just being funny. A time machine, and I could go to any era that I wanted.
Even back into the dinosaur. If you wanted to hang out with Fred Flintstone, you could do that. Just wherever you wanted.
Yeah, you know what? I probably would get with the Druids and Stonehenge, or I would probably go back to I would go back to the 60s and 70s probably, just because I was born in 78. I was an 80s child, you know what I mean? I would have loved to experience the music. From a musical standpoint, I definitely believe that was the best era. Like that 50s into 60s into 70s stuff was just, in the 70s just has my heart completely. So
very popular answer for musicians.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. The 20s might be kind of cool, though, too. Yeah.
My Monday night co-host, his favorite time machine answer is to go back to when Jesus was being crucified, but he was going to go back packing with these weapons and mow down all those Romans, and then look at Jesus and say, "Okay, I'm your savior. Now what?"
Oh my gosh! Oh, can we not?
See, that's how.
Keep him on the Monday night.
Take the other turn, man. Take the other turn.
All right.
Take a left.
Now you'll like.
Not a right.
Jyn, you'll like this. All right. We've got one more round of shot question to ask you, but I have a special guest coming on to ask this question. Special guest whose mic is on right now. State your name or your pseudonym, whatever your pseudonym is, and ask the question.
Hey, honey, it's Dev.
What up, Devereaux?
Hey,
what up, Dev? Hey, you. How you doing? I saw you shout out to me on Facebook, girl.
Yeah, well, you know I
Girl. Deb, what you got? You got one question?
What you got
a
for
question?
me? What kind of question you got?
question. Oh, you're gonna love it. Okay, so I'm told by people that come out that at least half of those that see me play think that I'm bisexual. Okay.
Okay.
This is the thing. Shocker.
Are you?
I know. All right. No, not that I'm aware of. But if I were to get permission from Frank Green, if I were to get permission from a boyfriend, would you be willing to take me out just to test that theory and see if it's actually true?
Good.
Oh, you're really asking him on the air? Are you serious? Well, I mean, I guess I'll try something once every time. I mean,
I'm going to talk to Frank. So.
And how are you gonna figure this out by going out with me?
I don't know. You're the professional. I don't,
You're the professional.
If I get all warm and
I'm the professional? I'm the professional.
Oh my!
If that happens, I would take Frank out.
How about this? Let's
they're
talk
both right now
outside.
Hold on,
They
Tiff.
know each other.
Here's where
Now
that
check
is.
this out. Let me try to get some order here. We got Christine Devereaux. Christine Devereaux, our second segment guest, is on with us asking the question, which to me, that was a great fucking question for radio. So
that's a great question.
You said
definitely shocked me, which I like.
I did. Now Tiffany, who's on, she's my co-host from another night. Tiffany's on. Now, Tiffany, you kind of can relate a little bit to that question, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, jump in.
I mean, what girl can't? Hello.
Yeah. No, I absolutely can.
Everybody's a tequila shot in college away from. Come on.
I have 9 lesbians in my family, so I can relate.
Maybe you could be our
chaperone. You have 9 what?
And then, you could gauge
I have 9.
Whether you could be our chaperone and you could gauge.
No, I have 9 lesbians in my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, well, I mean, if that ain't proof that it's hereditary. I mean, come on.
Well, it's spread across a few families, but it's definitely.
Okay, well.
I mean, close to my age and everything.
I mean, my theory is this: if you look at science, right, you look at plants and reproduction and stuff like that, it's very common in animals, plants, and people. Come on, I mean.
See, and she can spot it a mile away because she's got so many in her family. She said she should chaperone and be with us, and then she can tell me by the end of the date. See.
I could do that.
See, she could gauge whether.
How have you not figured this out yet?
I've known some of them since we were children, since we were like 4 years old. So yeah, I think I could pin it. I think I could pin you down, girl.
Okay, well, let's try it out. I tell you what, talk to me outside of here.
Okay.
Because you have my number.
Okay.
And we'll figure that one out.
Okay.
Oh.
We can't disclose any more information. What kind of interview is this? Y'all killing me, man.
When he first plugged me into where I could hear, all I heard was naked drumming, and I was like, good. I had 2 different questions in case the conversation was a little cleaner than usual.
A little cleaner.
So we're going to go with that one. And as soon as I heard naked drumming, I was like, sweet, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, the rowdier the better, right? I mean, people are tuning in. This is uncensored, unfiltered. They obviously know that.
Exactly.
It definitely makes for good radio. I feel like I'm on a Howard Stern. Can somebody do a Baba Booey, please? Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Now, you know what? I will go on record to say that it is probably safe to say that at this time of the night in the Louisville area that there's no podcast or internet radio show that is hipper, fun, dirty, over the top.
Got that going.
Maybe not dirty, but
4-letter words.
Maybe spicy, yeah. And you know what?
Risque.
Check this out, Jen. You know when it comes to, I wanted to say this. When it comes to background music, to when. It's
bounce wow time.
I prefer the electronica. The electronica works for me.
Of course.
100% of the time.
You know why? No vocals. There's hardly any vocals in
it. Exactly.
It's just like music, and you can feel electronic in your body a lot of times because they can get those sounds digitally on MIDI. I mean, I've been toying a lot. We've put a lot of MIDI on this new record, and I've got several Novation keyboards set up and all this cool stuff in my studio, but some of the patches on there, you can't get those sounds trying to record regularly, analog. It's just insane what they can do nowadays.
I'm turned on several levels right now, just hearing that.
I just want to say you're welcome for getting Jen to come on the show.
Craig,
Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everything I want to say.
That's a good segue.
Yeah,
I want to say to Christine.
Right. Let me. I'm gonna wrap Jen up.
No. Hold on. I have a question for everybody on air. Wait, Kevin.
Go ahead.
Ball control.
Okay,
Tiffany,
hold on.
go ahead.
I've got a question for everybody on the show, other than Kevin, because I don't know if you know this, but you probably do. You're such a smart guy. Anyways, it's what is what is going on with this 432 hertz? Like with the vibrational, I don't know, execution with your body, like something. What is it with 432 hertz? Does anybody know?
I don't.
No, and I know a lot
one,
about hertz. I'm like at 4.
And I smoked since then. I don't know. I've had discussions about it, but I've smoked so much.
Tiffany.
Sorry.
I was going to say that's around the tom hertz. You know, if you get below 20 hertz, that's more your sub bass level. So I don't know where 4 or something would be. But
I think it has.
I think for me, vibrational, I'm going with 20 hertz, man. That's sub bass.
Well, I'm just thinking that it has something to do with like healing your body from the inside.
Oh no! Okay.
Well,
something meditative, like yoga-esque and Zen. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like Stonehenge. I don't know, man.
Yes.
I will research that though, because I would love to know the answer to that.
Yeah. It's called Music Revolution using the Golden Tuning, 432 hertz and 8 hertz.
Oh, you know what? I think I saw that on a Go show, actually, the Ghost Adventure show, where they were trying to tap into that number-wise, numerology-wise. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing, I tell you. Whether you believe it or not, it's kind of fascinating, especially, with all vibrations and energy anyway.
Donnie Highland's like a genius on that. Donnie Highland could have a conversation for like an hour about that. I know that's who you know what I mean?
I love Donnie Highland.
All those, like, all
we love him.
All that stuff. He's awesome.
You know, when you asked that question, Tiffany, I had this vision of Howard Stern's Private Parts movie when the the chick straddling the speaker.
The speaker. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, come on, you tried that.
I might be willing to try it.
Oh my Lord!
Right, man, come on.
My listeners are tuning out, going, "What is she doing?" My PR people, what is she doing?
No, I just realized what I've got, Tiffany. I've got my next Periscope Facebook Live segment.
Yeah.
Lord,
that's
team player, Tiffany. All right.
No.
No. All right.
We'll make Greg do it.
Great. All right. Jen,
Greg, it's all
tell us. Yeah, Jen, tell us about what you got coming up gig wise, and then promote your social media.
Oh, okay. Well, coming up gig-wise this Friday night, if you're in Louisville, we're going to be Ma'am, my all-female cover band here in Louisville. Will be over at Kingfish on Friday night from 7 to 11. It's free, kid-friendly. Bring the kids out. It's a great view of it's outside, so, obviously hot, so dress for the occasion. But kid-friendly, and it's got the best view of Louisville. I love that skyline over there, man, looking over toward Louisville. If you're on a boat, you can float the boat up and at the dock and just listen to the music. So after that, I've got a lot of random things coming up. I told you about the Legend of Zelda Symphony Orchestra.
Right.
I believe that's at Whitney Hall. That's going to be later this year. It's all the music from the game The Legend of Zelda, which I grew up with. I remember, Atari. I had an Atari and then into the NES days. So, that's cool. And then other than that, I am producing and writing a record with Beverly McClellan, the Hillbilly Swagger Project, and I've always got stuff coming up on the side that I do. I was asked recently to join some kind of flamenco dance something, so that might be coming up in the future, and keep watching. I'll be putting out all kinds of stuff. Social media-wise, website is JynYates.com, and I know you're listening to this, so I spell it JynYates.com. Jyn Yates, pronounced with an N Yates. And I've got YouTube out there. I'm on Facebook again. Artist page. I'm my favorite social media platform is obviously Twitter. I'm pretty rowdy on there. If you want more of the rowdy Jen side, Snapchat I just joined. I'm on Instagram. I'm all over the place. So just Jyn Yates on everything. But cool. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Dev hit me up.
Yes,
and Tracy, is it Tracy? Tiffany, sorry. Tiffany, let's do that. I want to go investigate. I've never investigated anything, but I did live in a haunted house in my early 20s, and it really was interesting. So I would love to do some EVPs with you and maybe ghost chasing.
Absolutely.
Yes, let's investigate something.
Cave Hill
Especially
Cemetery.
Cave Hill. Cave Hill, I'm all about Cave Hill. Yes, let's do it.
Jyn, you came on and killed it. Thanks so much for hanging with us, baby.
All right, man. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks, Jyn.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.
Stay groovy.
Wow, Greg. Before we jump into Dev's segment, killer segment.
Didn't know what you was getting into, did you?
Well, no, I didn't know, but I'm glad we got into it. I'm glad we got into it.
I don't know how to go
cool,
from
man.
there. You know what I mean? I
No. Well, we'll see. Let me push some buttons. I think we can get some good sound bites out of it. Or Dev, Christine Devereaux.
It doesn't matter. I hate my name's all over the stupid place, and it's just because I have to. It's I can hardly even spell it.
Christine Devereaux is what, all of 5 feet tall, but is like
I'm close.
4'11"?
Yeah.
But all this energy, all this.
The cutest 4'11" you'll ever see.
I thought you were going to say all this anger.
No, she said, what was it? What did you say, Greg? What was it?
I said the cutest 4'11" you'll ever see.
Aw, I love Greg. I'm in a blush now.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say earlier where Christine was talking about hooking up maybe with Jyn, which kind of leaves Frank out in the cold.
I said his name like 3 times. I was like, I'd have to talk to Frank.
And I wanted to say I'm all good to hang out and take Frank out,
Take Frank. Take Frank.
I've kind of known Frank for a long time. You never can tell what happens.
How fucking much of a team players it is, Greg. You're the man.
That's awesome.
He's
I can't wait for him to listen to this.
Wait a minute.
He needs a laugh. That'll be good.
It sounds like we're all going to be accomplices, but who's going to be the one that videos? I guess that's Kevin's role.
I am the voyeur. I'm 100%.
I'm sure he's upset.
I'm 100% voyeur. I don't need to partake. I just need to watch.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Now, Dev, you are. Greg, I'm gonna throw this out. She is a local legend here in town. Yes, Greg.
I'm not freaking busy, man. She is busy, and I love that because she's got a whole lot of other talent. And she don't know that I know this, but I know that she's got a lot of other things under her belt that she could be doing. But she dedicates her time to music, which shows her dedication and love to music.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah,
I do. Plus, those kids like to eat. They do. I mean, it doesn't pay the bills, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, and I have a good time. I mean, it's something. But I do enjoy doing it, or I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. I'm kind of kicking myself this summer doing the doubles in the heat and stuff. Man, I'm getting older. I can feel it. I'm like, this is hard.
Oh, I know. I got a brutal Saturday night coming up, man.
Oh, right. It's often. It's like my ego's usually too big to admit that I'm like that. But I'm a wuss this summer. It's like hardcore. I'm like, oh my. But it's good. It's lots of work, and I'm happy with it. Grateful for it. Certainly.
Now, Christine is with us tonight, mainly confirm or deny. Dev, is Wednesday night is basically your only night off.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess now I have every other Monday off, and I've got Tuesdays off, and then I teach usually on Wednesdays. So it's, something like that. I normally get like one day a week completely to myself, but that's, those children like to be mothered and such. So I'm usually catching up with all that on Tuesday.
Now, I have to admit, I put when I did our, I'll go out to the guests and find the picture on their Facebook, and I went to your Facebook and
oh Lord,
Facebook profile. No, Debbie, that's a fucking sexy pic that you got for your.
Thank you. That was a few years ago, and that's what I'm trying to get back to. When you're 4'11", you gain 10 pounds, 15 pounds. It's
oh
a little
my God.
So I'm trying to get back to that.
I do. Okay, I do.
I don't want to be like this recent, and be that girl. The one that takes the shot like from the ceiling so that she looks like, like she's 85 pounds. I want to be real.
That's what I'm trying to do too, Deb.
Thank you.
That's what Greg.
I try to be healthier all around a little more at least.
One thing you bring
are going now.
Yeah, one thing you bring to your gig, Dev, is the violin. Tell us how you incorporate that. How long you've been doing it, and then how have you been able to incorporate that with your gigs?
Well, I mean, I've been playing since I was 3, and classically, and then when Doug Forey and I got together, 2010, I would write things that transpose things like solos and like Hotel California, things like that, into violin solos, or do like Devil Went Down to Georgia and all that bunch of stuff, and as much as possible. And then when I got with Kevin McCreary, it was just kind of started improvising. So now it's between he and Wendell both, because Wendell Williams fills in for him when he's doing his tour, his tour dates, and he's out on the road. And Wendell and I have a couple of study gigs as well. And so now lately with both of them, that started with Kevin, I guess it's been almost 2 years now. Improv is something I've never done, and now we put it in things like Little Wing, and I've been doing it in I Will Survive, and doing it Going to California, stuff like that. Just trying to make it different and have fun with it. It's nothing I've ever done, and it's actually, I can probably attribute it mostly to Randy Napier always asking for Little Wing, and Kevin and I would go into it, and he's like, just try to improv, just try to mess around with it, and just ever since then. And that's been a beautiful thing to get to do, certainly, especially when it comes to moments like that. So.
Yeah. This is Greg, Christine. I can remember. You're the only person I've seen actually do the violin out. But there was one other guy that I had seen. Oh gosh, this was probably 10 years ago out at our place, and I don't know if you know who I'm talking about or not. I believe this gentleman was maybe a Japanese or a Vietnamese fella, and he played the violin, and he was incredible. He would do leads and stuff, like you were saying, like Little Wing. And man, I wish I could remember that guy's name, but I think he
I'll have to ask around, because I don't.
I think he did
right
some
when I was
touring stuff with some country artists, and but this was quite a long time ago. But I wanted to ask you.
I wouldn't.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. No, I'm an overtalker. Go ahead.
No, I was wanting to ask you, what do you enjoy playing with the band more than you do, your duos, or do you have a preference? Which ones do you enjoy?
I used to. I kind of ebb and flow, but with as much energy as it takes. I mean, if I don't do the full band every once in a while, I kind of lose my mind. I do enjoy it. It just takes a lot. You're belting, at least 30 songs a night minimum at 411, and it starts to wear on you. And certainly is one of my vocal cords having a nodule on one of them and whatnot already. So, lately I love the acoustic more because I love the trio. It's all the acts are so different. Kevin and Wendell are similar in a lot of ways as far as the acts are concerned. But probably it's got to be acoustic duos because of the improv, and it's something that, I played for 29 years this way, and then now I've been playing for a few years this way, and it's really, really neat, and it's a lot of fun right now. So, yeah.
I thought it was really cool a couple of weeks ago, and you know what I'm talking about, when I was playing inside the Diamonds, I was sitting in with Soul Circuits.
Yeah.
And I'm walking out, I'm leaving, and I cut through, and I look, and there's Christine and her band playing, And I was like, well, man, I'm just going to sit down here and watch her play because I'd never seen you, and I've been wanting to get out and see you. And I was like, wow, here's my opportunity. So I actually sat there and got to
Greg, are you saying
out.
the night we were out?
Yeah, she was out there. She was in the other room playing.
Yeah, Kevin got up and
I didn't know that.
There's a video on there somewhere. Kevin got up and we did Little Wing and everything with the full band. It was so much fun. That was a good time.
Yeah. Where was
super cool.
I enjoyed it.
I wasn't lit until we got to TK's to watch Kirby's, for the record. But I would have if Chris Deb was there. I haven't seen that 4'11", diva. I'm watching my words, but because I dig. I'm a fan. She kills it, but
that was a good time for me. Like,
hurts. Yeah. Go ahead.
It would be me being like a little. I mean, I'm kind of a little kid when it comes to all those guys being in the same room with me. Because the Velvet Saints is going on next door and like all the things, and so you've got tons of your peers coming in, and they've all been doing this longer than you. So Kevin got up and sat in, and we did Little Wing, and he's really good at showcasing the person next to him, and it just made it. It was so much fun, and I was just like a little kid wanting to just like jump up and down, and like fist in the air, like hey, It was a really, really cool moment for me, and I was really like.
Well, actually, you enlightened me. That Greg, not when we went out. You're talking about the gig
I'm talking about the night
Blue Funk did. Blue Funk Velvet Saints night.
Was it Blue
That's
Funk
what you're talking about.
We were inside at the Highlands because
because I was there with you got Blue Funk Velvet Saints watching you guys. I didn't know, Christine.
That was that night.
You can't keep track of the nights. I love it.
Hey, you know the deal.
I absolutely do.
I am gonna get on your agenda, Dev, and hang out with you because that's on my bucket list. I got to do it.
She's wonderful, man. She's a pro,
I know.
And it was really cool seeing her.
Well, I learned from a lot of pros, and I'm still learning, but I appreciate it.
Me too. I'm still learning as well.
I'm
learning that I like Frank Green standing behind me that night.
Oh, he was there that night?
Yeah, he was standing behind me. I started to reach back and rub his leg, but then I said, no, I better not.
I better not.
He was trying to be cool and not be like all up, on me or whatever, which is nice. It's nice to date a fellow musician because they get it. There's no marching territory. There's no, you know what I mean? It's like it's a lot. It's one of the things.
So basically, what you're saying is that in my case, what I really should be doing if I'm going to go the dating route is date a fellow podcast person.
Cool. I mean, when you're working at our business and you work late and you work with the opposite sex a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like you've got to have somebody that's got, that can understand that, not just act like they're cool with it and then, they never are.
Tiffany, I know you're off limits. Tiffany, you still with us?
I am. My phone was on mute. Sorry.
I know Tiffany's off limits, but Tiffany is. I've relied on Tiffany though for some. I think Tiffany and I have talked after midnight a few times, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, a few.
Just because
my
our
husband usually gets pissed and starts like giving me the evil eye and throwing shit at me.
Yeah, there's only so cool that can be when it's like middle of the night.
It's usually like empty beer bottles, but I'm fast. I duck, I weave, I'm in and out, and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
The Louisville lip. She's a Louisville lip.
Well, I am with my husband.
With your husband, yeah. Dev, what do you got going on this weekend?
Well, I mean, every Thursday is always our place. That's a weekend to me. Sunday's always Gerstl's. And Thursday will be with Wendell, and Sunday will probably be with Kevin. He should be back in
McQuarrie,
town,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's usually, Thursdays and Sundays are usually always with him. It's just right now, in the summer he's gone a lot. And Fridays and Saturdays are usually Merlot's, but I'm actually taking off Friday to go and see Jimmy Walker, Texas Ranger, so I can see Frank and Kevin. I've never actually seen Frank play live. I've never seen that act.
Really?
And I'd love to see it. Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, we're all always working, and I'd love to see Frank and Kevin and Donnie, and it doesn't happen often anymore. And
where is that at?
Gerstles on Friday, 9:30, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So my guys in the
great
trio are nice
three-piece
enough
rock and roll band right there, man.
Right?
That's
I
great.
can't wait. I'm too excited. And the guys in the trio were nice enough to, they said, hey, we'll cover for you. Because anytime I do full band stuff on the weekends or whatever, they, we either break it down to a duo or Dan will do solo for us, and which is pretty awesome. But, I can't wait, man. Friday's going to be insane. And he's got that Dark Side of the Moon thing in Bowling Green on Saturday, which I'll plug for him because that show's amazing. Anybody listening is going to be near there this weekend. But, and then Monday, that's still my weekend. So, Monday's Diamonds with Wendell, and that's on the deck, of course. And I do that every other week. And, right now I'm just trying to, it's summer, and, I don't have to take kids to and from everywhere, every morning and every afternoon, school and stuff. And so I'm just riding the weekly and biweekly rotations, just letting it,
there you go.
Taking it easy for a minute.
Very cool. Shit, I was getting ready to ask a question now. I'm not, I guess as a host, I'm not supposed to lose my train of thought. No, I can't fucking know that. It was, now, Greg, you're playing Saturday night, which I will be there. I've never been I've never been out to the winery thing in Mount Washington, so I'm going to go there.
I haven't either. It'll be my first time.
Yeah, so it's an early gig. It's like, 7 to 11 or something like that?
Yeah, 7 to 11. That's my favorite time. Yeah.
So I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
and
Sparechange Millionaires. It'll be outside. It'll be like 105 degrees. And
probably,
I'll be back there playing drums, sweating like a hog. Yeah.
Now, Dev, you said you're going to be at Gerstle's Friday night?
Kevin and Frank and Donnie, they're Jimmy Walker, Texas Ranger. They'll be at Gerstle's Friday night, so I'll be there hanging out.
You'll
and then
be there,
I play at Gerstle's on
saying.
Sunday.
Right. Yeah, but you'll be there. See, listen to what I said. I said you'll be there. I didn't say you're playing
I'm a
there.
girl. It's just like when you were asking Jen about the, with the shoot for questions or whatever, and you're like, I asked it this way. Well, girls hear it the other way.
That's a good. Well, you're right. So here's what I'm gonna do, Greg. This is my. Wait a minute. That's Friday night, right? Friday night.
Friday night, Kevin.
Where are you gonna be at Saturday night?
Saturday, I have a private party over in Indiana.
Okay. Well, then we won't be dealing with you. All right. So Saturday night, Greg. Greg, I'll be with you for a time Saturday night, and then I'm gonna go home and shower because I'm not gonna bring the blue funk smell, from the sweat, to St. Matthew's, because I'll be out at St. Matthew's somewhere Saturday night meeting my daughter.
Actually, it'd be the Sparechange Millionaires smell.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Sparechange.
Yeah. You guys should come out on Sunday. Buddy would have to come out. And
you know what? I'll tell you what. What time do you play Sunday? What time do you play Sunday?
At 9.
You know what? I'm a Kevin guy. I'm a Kevin McCreary guy because I'm Tiffany, if you don't, Kevin McCreary is the guitarist with Velvet Saints as well. He's
right.
He's everywhere. I mean, real quick, let's give a plug to Kevin McCreary. He is doing the Velvet Saints thing, but Dev, you know him better than anybody else. Tell us everything that Kev's got going on.
Kevin's awesome.
He's amazing. I love the crap out of him. He's absolutely one of my most favorite people. And he's got Dark Side of the Moon, which is the Pink Floyd tribute band. He's actually fronting, and he's the lead singer for that, and he plays guitar as well. But he actually only does one big solo in the whole show. It's mostly singing, and his voice is amazing. So it's one heck of a show. And of course, the rest of those guys are awesome too. Just as awesome. And then he's also got, of course, Uncle Cracker that he goes out and tours with, and he's got Avant-Garde Dog that that's a project, original project of his, and Velvet Saints, and I think that's it. And then there's the whole Devin Kev thing that we do a couple times, twice a week.
Don't he do sometimes? He'll sit in with Big Rock Show, and he'll do the full carpet karaoke sometimes, and also I get the opportunity. Yeah, I get to play with him with the Brian Fox Good Chickens band.
Man, he's all over it. He's all over.
He's doing everything, man. He's a great player. I love playing with Kevin, man. He's a really fun guy to play with.
He's good guy. It's so such a thing, when he's gone for long periods of time. I'm like, where's my work husband? I don't understand. I'm like, you get so used to each other. You're like, damn, what the crap? Did you come home now?
Check this out, Dad. I'm gonna call you out. If you, I'll accept a no comment, but I'd rather not. I'd rather have an answer. But if Deb was doing a gig and she needed her guitar guy, who's your go-to guy?
Come on, man. Come on. I mean, like.
Wait a minute, Deb. Take another puff.
On the gig.
No, take another puff and then answer the question.
So I could. Well, it depends. What kind of act?
Oh, that's even better.
Look.
All right, you tell me.
General, and they all know this. They're all amazing in their own right, and I tell them how great I am for each of them. And I mean, really, it's each one of them can do things that the other ones can't. But overall, Kevin's the one that I'm the most comfortable with. We play together the most, and we have the biggest bond musically, and that's as far as out of everybody that I play with. And it'd have to be Kevin. But that's I play with such good guys that I know I can say that, and it's all good. So normally you can't. I'm pretty damn lucky. I mean, all the egos. I mean, we all have egos, or we couldn't get on stage to begin with. But for me to be able to work with 4 or 5, I guess, different guitar players, and on a regular basis, and nobody's going to get their feelings hurt by that. They're all going to smile about it and take it for what it is, and commend him just the same in his own right. You know what I'm saying? It's just, who in the hell can put 5 musicians in a room to begin with, and everybody be like, yeah, we're cool with each other, and it'd be genuine. I mean, it's really something. It really is. Yeah, it'd have to be Kevin.
Check us out. I'm going to call Greg Unthank out.
Oh, thanks. Hold on, I got to go pee.
Listen.
I have it easy. I don't know if Greg does or not.
This is a show secret. When we do a show, Greg and I, and in this case Tiffany, we correspond with each other through Facebook Messenger just to, cover each other. Because I reach out to Greg or Tiffany. I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, so when Deb stops talking, ask the next question. It's, it's that kind of flow thing. Well, right. Greg sends a message, says, how come I never pee? It's because, fucker, you don't drink like Tiffany and I do. Tiffany and I drink during these shows. Greg, your ass needs to be on here for the full duration. That's why.
I'm doing it, man. Yeah. You're the ones that go pee, not me. I am on here for the duration.
Man, you sound like my guitar players.
I went to freaking boot camp tonight, man, and I can't pee right now. I'm too damn tired.
You sound like my guitar players. They're like, we don't ever get to go pee, but then now they have the loop pedals, so they can put the loop pedal on and then go pee, because it's usually them going, hey, when am I gonna go? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, can you play a song? I felt so bad. I don't know.
Well, guitar players can go to the bathroom if they got a wireless. I got to wear a freaking catheter if I got to go, man. If I can't get up behind my drums,
Yeah.
That's all
you can't put it on a loop.
I have a question. Christine, how tall exactly are you, please?
4'11" 3/4.
4'11". Okay, 4'11" 3/4. When I went out with Kevin, I was taller than Kevin, right?
Whoa.
I was taller
Kevin
than Greg.
No, you were not taller than me. No, you were not.
How tall
you were
are
not. I'm legit 5'10".
Okay.
You were not taller.
Which
I look taller than you.
You might have looked it, but you were not. I looked down upon you, Tiffany.
Because I was in heels. Okay. Right. So I was in heels. Okay. If Christine came up and hugged me, where would she be?
She would be all up in your
You're
girls.
You're a foot taller than me?
I was over 5'10". I was 5'11", probably.
My best friend growing up was the same height as you, right? So, and I believe I think my eyes come up to her chest, like right at her breast.
Yep.
God love her.
Yes, I have a niece exactly the same size. Oh, and that's what she does every time I tell her. I'm like, you're making me uncomfortable. She's like, but they're just right there, and I'm hugging you, and they're just there, and they are, and they
That's
suffocate
why
her.
when you're my height, you lean up, you like tiptoe when you hug people, so it's not awkward.
Yes.
No.
Otherwise,
side hug so that there's no boob scrunch in odd ways like you got.
No, come on, Tiffany and Deb. The first hug you have, I want it to be after you all have puffed the magic dragon for a couple of times, so that Deb, you go straight for the girls. You motorboat them,
and you get a picture.
Here's the deal. I talk a good game, and I'm real good at that. But no, you can't get that. That's like you got to earn that stuff. I know.
You do have to earn it. You're right. See, that's the difference between girls and guys.
Tiffany, can you earn that from Dev? Is what you're?
I think
stuff, man. That's what keeps.
I think I could probably buy her a few drinks and earn it from her.
Possibly. I've never had that experience. Believe it or not.
We're all about the alternative experience tonight.
Christine, I am a very nice person. I'm a very nice person. Don't let these men think that I'm not.
I am the root of all evil.
I believe that Kevin is. Greg, if Greg okayed you, then I could, then I would.
I'm for selfish reasons. I want every comment to be a soundbite. So for me, it's what's
you want every comment to be a sexual soundbite.
Yeah,
true.
I'm quiet.
You know what? Here's the thing: is we're all fucking adults. So is it really per se sexual soundbites, or is it just us being adults? Let your guard down.
It's you being horny.
Yeah,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
Hey, that's okay, Kevin. That's healthy, dude. Hey, that's healthy, brother.
It is healthy.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Good soundbite there.
Guess who's hitting up some Tinder tonight?
Tinder tonight. Dev, as we round third and head for home, I know you got your Our Place gig Thursday nights. So tell us again. Eddie Merlot's
Friday and Saturday from 8 to 11. That's down on 4th Street. And every Sunday at Gershwell's at 9 on the deck or patio, whatever that is. And every other Monday is at Diamonds in St. Matthews. And now every other Thursday, which next Thursday is another one, I'm doing the happy hour at Molly Malone's in St. Matthews with Wendell Williams. So,
now probably every other, I don't know, to be determined Wednesday night, you'll be back on with us.
I would love that.
So there's really no excuse not to see Deb.
To be honest, here it is, Greg. If they don't have nothing to do, Jen came on, Christine came on. It's not like, I don't think we ruined their nights. I think we added some entertainment to their night.
No, it's fun. I enjoy it, and I mean, you have to think I've been with nothing but 2 kids. It's summer, in a very small apartment we're in currently because I'm transitioning so that I can stay in this itty bitty school district so my kids can go to great schools. And I invite the freaking rest. I feel like the time away. Mommy needs a time out. Go play and screen. I don't even care. I'm going to be that mom right now. Just go do it and give me 30 minutes.
I hear you.
I absolutely.
3 days of this.
I feel your pain. How old are your kids?
They're 15 and 9.
Okay, I've got a 6 and a 3, and I'm telling you,
this
is a time where
doing that also.
This is mommy being a big girl right now, and that's all I get is these few hours a week. So go get yours, girl.
Hey, aren't you excited that school's starting stupidly early? It's in 3 weeks. I'm so excited. I almost jumped up and down. Right. Oh my gosh. It's a double-edged sword because I'm either picking them up and dropping them off and getting up at the crack of dawn, or they're climbing walls and you're trying to find stuff to do outside in 105-degree humidity. And oh my God, yeah. See, I'm just a whiner. I don't like heat. It's fun.
Very cool. All right, Dev, we've got your itinerary for this coming weekend. I think we know where to find you / stalk you / all the
Facebook
above.
and Instagram, yeah, those are the only two I do. There's enough just with those two things. Yeah. So you can go
Very
and look
cool.
at the Devereaux page, and that'll give you all the times and days and all that good stuff. And the only thing outside of the norm that's coming up is the trio will be at Huber's again next month, August 14th. Okay. So it's going to be a good one. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll reach out to you on a Wednesday night down the road because I know that's a possible good night, and we'll shoot the shit like we did tonight.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we got to hang a little bit, Christine.
Yeah, it's cool. Very cool.
All right, Dev, have a good night. Lovely.
All right, you too.
Hi, this is Jeff from Speed of Sound. This Saturday, July 23rd at 10:30 p.m., Speed of Sound will take the stage for one night only. It's been about 2 years since we performed together. We play all the heavy hits from the late 90s, early 2000s. We're all really excited to be performing again. Again, Speed of Sound, July 23rd, Diamonds Concert Hall in Baxter. Thank you all for your support.
Greg,
Hello.
Winding down, shooting stars, man. It was an incredible, fun night.
Hard to keep up with tonight, wasn't it?
It was hard to keep up, but it was okay because it was all over the place. But there was so much good information. There was so much good conversation.
Yeah.
Tiffany adding, Jen doing her thing, which is
she's cool, man. She's all over the board. I love it.
I guess I see you Sunday or Saturday night.
Yeah, we had some promos too, man. We forgot about.
Oh, there's one. I do have to play one. Check this out. Hold on. Yeah,
actually, I sent you. There's another one I sent to you.
You did send it to me. I didn't get it loaded in time, but let me play this one here. Check this out.
This is Tony with Kirby's Dreamland. We're playing Baxter's this Saturday night. We start at 8 o'clock. Come on out and have a good time with us.
The guy that you don't know or didn't know?
Yeah. No, that's my buddy Tony. That's my buddy. That's my brother. My brother, man. First friend I ever had.
First friend?
Bumped into each other. Yeah, man. We bumped into each other on the street corner in the neighborhood when I was like 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. We were playing baseball and riding bikes together before we even played music. Yeah, man.
I hear you. That's cool.
That's my lifelong buddy.
Tony's a good guy.
And now he's a rock star.
He's a rock star. Well, you're a rock star, too.
No, I fake it. He's a real deal.
No, you don't fake it because we walk into a gig and then, people are like, play here, play with us. Play all this. Yeah. I walk in and I'm like, ugh. I mean, Greg, I thought you were my date tonight, but no. Everybody's like, come play with us tonight, Greg. Let Kevin videotape it from afar. And how would you rate tonight's show, Greg? Seriously.
Oh, it was an awesome show, man. It really had a big time. One thing that I do want to say is I had actually got with my friend Jeff Williams, who plays drums for Naked Garden, and they're having a Speed of Sound reunion show, which was another band who used to rule up at the old Phoenix Hill Tavern. Yeah, they're playing Saturday night out at Diamonds Concert Hall, and it'd be like their a reunion show for them. I think about every 2 years they'll play a show. It's Billy Burton and Kevin Garr's in the band. Marcus, all those people. So go check them out because they had a huge following and a really good band. And they're playing. So Saturday night, check out the Speed of Sound band. They play some good heavy tunes and really cool, really good band.
For Kevin Hale, Greg Unthank, Shooting from the Left, Shooting Stars, we bid you a good night and a pleasant day. Peace out, Louisville.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.
Hey everyone, this is Greg from Shooting from the Lip, also Sparechange Millionaires. Letting you know, Sparechange Millionaires will be playing in Mount Washington this Saturday night at the Millanova Winery. That's located at 744 Gentry Lane. That is in Mount Washington, Saturday from 7 to 11. Perfect weather to come out and have some wine and spend some time with Sparechange Millionaires. It's been a while since we've played, and we're excited to do it and looking forward to seeing everyone out. As always, you've heard it here on Shooting from the Lip.